Do you want to do I mean, we don't have to, but did you have a starting 11?
I didn't have a starting 11, but I can do one real quick. So go ahead. Goalkeeper, you.
At this point, I've got Horvath.
I think Stefan will win a spot back.
I'm sure. You don't. Well, who knows? This is the big question because Horvath's heading out for free to insert club here. Perhaps probably to start more games than Stefan's going to be starting for Man City.
He better find a club he can play for.
Yeah, he's gonna re-sign for Bruges. When that'd be a video all on its own. Good Lord,
it would. Horvath Bruges says he enjoys the bench.
I've formed a butt spot on the bench right there. It's comfortable. I'm used to it. Whatever.
Cocktails.
I'll still get called in as number 2, and I'll come in at the 60th minute and make a PK save. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's hope that Horvath has a better club.
I'm expecting Horvath to get a club that will actually play him, and he'll have consistency there. Whereas, again, I'm assuming that since Stefan's probably gonna stick with Man City, that he'll probably only see cup games. Which still, he notched like 11 games this past season. It's not terrible by any means.
And keep in mind, he might stay there for 6 more months and then go on a loan for 6 months too.
True.
So
it's very possible.
So anything can happen there. So we got differences there. Left back, I am going with Robinson.
Absolutely.
All right. Right back, I've got Dest.
Let's go with Dest, yeah.
Okay. So Yedlin and Reynolds are backups.
/ Cannon. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. And you said Cannon. That's right. That's center back?
I have Brooks and Richards.
I do too.
Yeah.
This is really easy.
Yeah.
Midfield?
Well, I guess you got to have Adams, McKinney, and I have Leggett in there still.
I have Adams, McKenzie, and Musa.
I would like Musa over Leggett.
I think at some point in the next year, Musa's going to put a stamp on it. And I think Gregg's just
too young and too talented not to just step it up here soon.
Yeah.
So
I think we're talking about a year and a half from now when the World Cup starts. I think Musa's locked it up by then. And not even Gregg can say no at that point.
You're still channeling your inner Brett for hope. Whereas I went the opposite. And I went Berhalter.
Yeah.
This is just weird. I don't like it. All right, who we got up top?
Well, what were those? What were those little guys on the whole show where? Oh shit! I totally lost my brain. The chick, she's in a house. There's a tornado. It comes. Follow Yellow Brick Road.
Wizard of Oz?
Thank you. God damn, Brett, what's wrong with me?
Jesus Christ, what the hell happened there?
I can't even remember the Wizard
Derek,
of Oz.
You have a problem, and this is an intervention.
This is ridiculous. I couldn't remember. Who are the little
Munchkins?
Dudes? Munchkins. That's it.
And they represent the Lollipop Guild,
I was going to say I've been channeling my inner Munchkin. That's why I'm making the picks the way I am. See how far I had to go to get a reference? Because I couldn't remember the name of a fucking movie or any of the characters in it.
Derek, I am chalking that up as my reference, so people will remember me for making it.
All right. Damn, I have got problems. I've got issues. All right. Wingers. Jesus. Well, Pulisic, Aronson, Way, Reyna.
You're going to play all 4 of them? Interesting.
Oh.
No, I'm going to go with Pulisic and Reyna.
Pulisic and Reyna, my bad. I better chop that out or people are going to really start wondering, this guy's got some fucking issues, man. No, I don't. I'm just easily distracted right now. Let's just leave it at that. All right. I've got the Argentina game up on the TV, so I'll use that as an excuse too. Oh, fuck. Forward.
Striker. Who you got?
DK.
Yep, I got DK too.
Wow. Sergeant, see this what you have done to your goddamn career right now. You got to get going.
He needs to move quickly, and he needs to start performing. DK left championship, scoring goals, came back to MLS, scoring goals. hard cut to say no to him right now.
Yeah, and so honestly, Sargent's just not making that loud of an argument. The only way I could have picked him over DK is if I believe
your Berhalter.
if I believe that Sargent really found a great club where he's going to play regularly, and right now the clubs being named that are interested in him, I think he's going to really have to bust his balls to start every game.
We brought this up in the last segment with Michael Bradley. When he was in Europe fighting for a spot, he was the sharpest he ever was. He came back to MLS, and his performance tanked. He had some great games, followed by a whole bunch of crap games. Sargent needs to find a team, and I'm not saying a bottom feeder that he's going to have to play the crap chasing and do the stuff that he was doing with Bremen.
Greuther Firth.
He needs to find a team that's going to work to his benefit, and he needs to fight for that spot.
Not Greuther Firth. Damn. You sure you don't want him to play for Greuther Firth?
No.
I'd love to see that. I'd love it. He and Green and that other brother, Tillman brother.
It'd be great as long as they stayed up. I could care less at that point, I guess. But I mean, in fairness, Bremen stayed up last year, and it was still a big shit show for him.
Barely.
So yeah, by the playoff spot.
Yeah.
Same thing they did. Whatever. Either way, no. Sargent's gonna need to start performing at the club level, and who knows, maybe even at the international level, because he could still come back. He could still be on the qualifying rosters and get subbed in, or even start a couple games here and there, and do well. He starts putting a couple balls in the back of the net. Who knows, But as of right now, DK is scoring a ridiculous sum.
And DK just is a really amazing guy who's really vivacious and he plays with a certain love of the game. There's no fear in his game at all. Like none. Whereas I feel like Sargent still is timid sometimes, unsure of himself, lacks confidence.
I think that's due to a couple of years of playing for Bremen compared to where, DK came onto the scene playing with Orlando, then he get shipped abroad, but he was firing on all cylinders. He's young, he's out, he's ready to go, and it's working for him. Whereas, Sargent went to Bremen, for the first year or so, he struggled to see any time, if any. And then all of a sudden, he became like their best player.
Yeah,
started everywhere.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So is that DK's a force of nature.
Yeah.
He really is. He became a leader in that clubhouse almost immediately. Whereas Sargent, he struggled at Werder Bremen for 2 seasons. Yes, he played his ass off, but he was never the leader of that team. He was never the force of nature that DK is, with the personality, the bold personality, and the confidence. And unless Sargent finds some of that, not going to.
It's hard to exude confidence at Bremen. Let's put it as simple as this. This past season, there wasn't a player on that field that compared to him, and I watched the vast majority of Bremen, outside of their goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper was top notch.
I get it. Then be a leader, Brett. That's all I'm saying.
He was as much as the leader as he could be on that team. But I'm not saying that he doesn't have any faults while playing there. But I don't know. Well, I need to see what he can do moving forward. He needs to leave Bremen, and he needs to do something.
You know what I never saw out of Sargent while they were going through the last 1/4 of the season and losing every single game and falling from the midfield down to the bottom? Hey, fight and fire. Poke someone in the chest, Josh Sargent. Make them accountable. You are the hardest working guy on that team. Make everybody else work too. Poke some chest.
So he's not a captain. He's not the one that's going to be out there telling people what to do. But you brought up the point. He was the hardest working player on that field, and quite frankly, like I said, he was the best player for Bremen. Regardless, he needs to do something, and he needs to start performing if he wants to start taking over from DK, because DK at this point again is just, he's, as you said, he's a force of nature. He's just ridiculous at this point.
I want to see both things. I want to see him play better, and I want to see a different attitude from him. I want to see confidence. I want to see a striker who's like, I'm not talking about like Zlatan confidence, okay? I'm just talking about some confidence.
I'd love it if he had Zlatan confidence. Not
if
so much the dickery, but the confidence. I'll take the confidence, less dickery.
I'll put it this way: if Sargent had Zlatan confidence, I think Werder Bremen would have escaped relegation.
I think if he had Zlatan confidence, they would have been contending for Europa at least.
They would have.
They were mid-table for a good chunk of that season. It wasn't until like the last quarter, that they all of a sudden started.
Yes, I know.
But no, if he had Zlatan confidence, and who knows, they could have been winning Bundesliga. There we go. Problem solved.
Only two options there, Brett. Honestly, if he had Zlatan confidence playing for Werder Bremen last season, two things would have happened. They would have done better, or the opposite. They would have beaten him with bags of soap at night while he was asleep. Yeah, those were the options, because nobody's putting up with Zlatan confidence.
Everybody puts up with Zlatan. If you perform as Zlatan, then people will put up with it.
They'll put up with it from Zlatan.
That's what I'm saying. Sargent. If you perform like Zlatan, they'll put up with it. But if you don't perform, regardless, we've gone on for that topic a little too long.
We have. So until the next time on the Straight Red Card, have a merry, good fucking day.